Okay, Kyle.
Hey everyone, this is Miles from Nexus Core, giving you a deck profile on my Shadow Paladin Revenger deck. So starting with the grade 3 lineup, I have 4 Phantom Blaster Revenger Abyss. Revenger Phantom Blaster Abyss. Basically, it legions with Blaster Dark Abyss, and its skill is after it attacks, during the turn it is in Legion. So you can't use it after, you can't Legion, not use its skill, and then use its skill next turn. That's not allowed. You counterblast 2 after it attacks the Vanguard, if it's in Legion. Retire 3 rearguards with Revenger in their card name, and you restand it. So 2 Vanguard attacks with 22 power or more is pretty nice. My backup grade 3 is 3 Illusionary Revenger Mordred Phantom. It's the break ride, so limit break when you ride it, counterblast 1, plus 10k to the Vanguard. Search your deck for a grade 2 or less Revenger, or sorry, Shadow Paladin. Superior call it to the rear guard, and it gains 5k. So main strategy with that would be to break ride, then Legion. So you have a 32k attack, or 37k, 39k, and then you resend for another 32k plus triggers. So heavy power is pretty nice. Also, it is a Phantom, which combos with the starter Judgebau, which I'll explain later. Moving on to the grade 2s, we have 3 or 4 Blaster Dark Revenger Abyss. Its skill is when it is placed onto rearguard only. If you have a Revenger Vanguard, counterblast 1, choose a grade 1 or less rearguard that your opponent controls and retire it. So counterblast 1 for a nice snipe skill, you know, retire the starter. Your Vanguard doesn't even need to be in Legion, so it's pretty good to just screw with their field. 4 Blaster Dark Revengers. Its skill is when placed on Vanguard or rearguard, if you have a Revenger Vanguard, counterblast 2, choose a unit in your opponent's front row and retire it. I don't really use it for the counterblast 2 skill because that's counterblast 2 when you could do that counterblast 2 for the Legion. But I use it in combo with the grade 1 Dorint, which I'll explain in the grade 1 lineup. 3 Macart, Fighting Spirit Revenger Macart. Its skill is when your Revenger Vanguard when your Vanguard legions, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 Revenger, grade 1 or less Revenger, and superior call it to the rear guard at rest. Now that's not that good, but it is a permacall, unlike mana, and you're probably gonna end up retiring it anyway for the Legion, for the restanding for Legion. So it just makes a nice free superior call. And I run one Adroit Revenger, Adroit Revenger Teyrnon. His skill is when your Vanguard performs Legion, counterblast 1. If your Vanguard is a Revenger in the card name, it gains the skill. When it attacks, your opponent has to choose one of their rearguards to retire. And if they do not, then they can't guard. So if you combo that with Legion, then it's 1 counterblast that forces your opponent to retire 2 rearguards or not be able to take 2 attacks. So also, let's say you did it with the restanding, and they only have 1 rearguard. You attack first, they kill off the rearguard, then you attack again. Because they can't kill off a rearguard, they're not allowed to guard it. I've won games that way, and it's kind of fun, actually. Moving on to the grade 1s, I run 4 Barrier Troop Revenger Dorint. Its skill is on rearguard when Blaster Dark Revenger, so only Blaster Dark Revenger, is placed in front of it or in the same column as it, unflip 1 damage. So let's say I have 2 counterblasts flipped face down and I want to be able to use Legion skill. All right, cool. Place Blaster Dark in front of it, unflip 1. I could maybe call another Blaster Dark in the same column, unflip another. Another combo that not a lot of people know of is, let's say you have a column of Dorints. Now, you place Blaster Dark Revenger here. Technically, it has entered the same column as this one right here, so you're allowed to unflip 2 before this Dorint gets retired. Not a lot of people know that, and they have tried to call me out on that ruling, but no, it's confirmed this is an official ruling. Blaster Dark, you can unflip 2 with that combo. 2 Black-winged Swordbreaker, kind of a staple in my opinion. It's when it's called from the deck. If you have a Shadow Paladin Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, if you have Shadow Paladin Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, draw 1. So you can actually use the starter Judgebau to superior call both of them, Soul Blast 2, draw 2. So it's a nice, easy plus. I run 1 one Pitch Black Sage Charon. Its skill, it's not a Revenger, but that's okay. Its skill is, well, I don't actually use its first skill because I actually don't have Blaster Dark Diablo in the deck. It's not really viable. But its second skill is fantastic. It's when it's retired for the cost of one of your Blaster Vanguard skill, it counts as 2 retires. So let's say I go into Aura Geyser and I would stride Aura Geyser over Abyss. Well, it has Blaster in its name now. So rather than Aura Geyser killing off 2 rear guards, I can kill off just this 1 card. So it helps to plus, well, or not minus. 2 Transient Revenger Masquerade. It's the simple 10k attacker for Revengers. I only use it because I don't really have any more, I don't really have other viable Revenger grade 1s, and this deck kind of needs Revengers as it does retire that for the restand. And it is nice to have rear guards that make easy pokes to your opponent's rear guards. And obviously 4 perfect guards, the Revenger ones. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. Moving on to the grade 0s, I run 2 Judgebau. This is the starter. So its skill is Counterblast 1, move into Soul. When your Vanguard, or when your unit with Phantom in its card name, when its attack hits, so if this unit boosts a successful attack, you Counterblast 1, move it into Soul, search your deck for 2 or up to 2 grade 1s, and they don't need to be Revenger, just grade 1 Shadow Paladin, and you Superior Call them to the field at rest. So as I said before, you can Superior Call out 2 Swordbreakers for, automatic draw 2. You can call out your Dorints to get, almost insured unflip. You can call out you can get any grade 1 in the deck. It's really nice. That's why I only need to run a 1 of Charon, because this card practically ensures to get it in there, out of there. And I run 2 because Gear Chronicle is a thing, Narukami is a thing, retire and block-based clans are things, so you want to get this off as soon as you can. Also, there's another combo I'll explain a bit later when I show off the G units. I run 8 criticals. It really doesn't matter entirely what the criticals are, as long as they have Revenger in the card name. Just 8 crits. That's pretty much it. It doesn't matter what they are as long as they're named Revenger. 4 heals. Healing is nice. And 4 draws. Revenger again. All the triggers should be Revenger. So it's pretty standard trigger lineup. Showing off the G units now, I run 4 Dark Dragon, Phantom Blaster Diablo. A lot of people say this is the ace unit. I don't really know what I don't disagree with that, but I don't rely on it as much as I've seen other people. Its skill is Act, Counterblast 1, and flip a copy of itself in the G zone, face up. It gains 10k and a critical, and its skill, when it attacks the Vanguard, if you may retire 3 rear guards. If you do, your opponent must retire 2 of their own rear guards, but if they don't, then they can't guard. So 36k base with a critical of 2, and your opponent has to minus part of their field. So if you're fighting Neo Nectar with the clones, yeah, they're screwed over. If you're fighting other decks that just need rear guards in general, it's pretty nice. And also, again, let's say they only have 2 rear guards. I could call out Blaster Dark Abyss. I could use its skill to retire one of their units. They can't retire 2, so they automatically have to take the attack. They cannot guard it at all. So it's like a forced finisher, basically. And yeah, 4 is ideal. The retire 3 may seem costly, but you don't need to retire Revengers. That's the reason why I run Swordbreakers also. They make easy targets for it. And Charon, again, this is a Blaster Vanguard now, so you can just retire off Charon and a grade and like another unit. So it's 2 instead, and that's pretty cheap for such a good skill. I run 2 Aura Geyser. I love this card. Skill, when it attacks the Vanguard, Counterblast 2, retire 2 rear guards, check the top 2, Soul Blast 1, and flip a copy of itself. Check the top 2 cards, and for every grade 1 or lower card that's revealed, this unit gains 5k. And the revealed cards, no matter what they are, go to your hand. So it's a +2 on top of the triple drive that you're already about to do. You can boost it up to a max of like 36k base. And also, it does not require you to have 2 face-up G units. It doesn't require you to have 2 face-up G units in the G zone to use it. So you can do first turn stride with this. Again, if you stride over Abyss, you can kill off just Charon, so you don't need to kill off 2 units, which means, more plus. I run 1 Grim Recruiter. Its skill on hit, or when it hits the Vanguard, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 or lower card and superior call it. My strategy with this is to stride it over one of my grade 3s. Now, because all my grade 3s have Phantom in the name, if Judgebau hits with it, so if Judgebau hits, I get to call out 3 grade 1s. Now, I recently learned of a fun combo, which is the reason I'm running to which is the reason I'm running to Judgebau, is that I can do skill, first Judgebau skill, superior call 2 grade 1s. Then Grim Recruiter skill, superior call another Judgebau for another 2 superior calls next turn or something. So it makes easy field.
It's for fun.
Yeah, it's for fun, definitely. I run 1 Madu. Its skill is when it's placed onto the Vanguard, if you have a heart card with 10k or less power, grab a grade 1 back from hand, or back from drop to hand. Let's say I'm in Legion, and I have a grade 3, but I want to build hand, or I just want to pressure down with higher numbers. I can discard that grade 3, stride with the Madu, and because I'm already in Legion, I can grab the grade 3 I can grab the grade 3 that I already paid, so it's free stride, and I can rewrite the grade 3 to use Legion next turn. So that's pretty much the deck. It's really solid. It's worked out a lot. I've won a lot of games with it. It's highly competitive, and I mean, to some people, it's just generally fun. I know a lot of people don't like it, and a lot of the teammates on my team diss it, but it's a great clan. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you out with the deck profile. Maybe if there are any suggestions or tips you want to make, well, there's the comments section. This is Miles signing off.
And now let's go burn it in the fireplace.
We did, it's meta.